I challenge anyone to present to me a day when they wake up and they're not affected by the law in some form or fashion. If you drive a car, you're affected by the law. If you are interacting with other human beings, the parameters that are set typically are shaped by the law. So the job of the judge is to protect the process. That means that procedurally, people have rights. And no matter what they've been accused of, for instance, there's a presumption of innocence within our criminal justice system. And that is the role of a jury, if it's a jury trial, is to determine what is in fact the truth. I was asked a question by another group of high school students one time, and they raised a very good question. They said, do you ever hear a case that's based on a violation of the law that you disagree with? And I said, yes. But that doesn't matter, because it's not my job to make the laws. That's a different branch of government. It's my job to interpret the law that's in front of me, and the allegation that's made that is a violation of the law, whether or not that's in fact a violation of the law.
I am a court clerk, and that basically means that I am the judge's right-hand man. I do everything for him that I can to make his job a little bit easier. Their main job is knowing the law. So we kind of handle the administrative side of things. If they continue a case for somebody, we may manually enter that in the computer for them so that they can focus on listening to the facts of the cases and what the charges are and making sure that they get them correct when they arraign the defendants. I wouldn't say that there's really any formal education that's required, but we train for about 2 to 4 weeks, mostly because of the particularity of the programs that we use. And then it's kind of a never-ending process to learn the judges and kind of how they like to run things. To be a court clerk, you definitely have to be good at multitasking. And I use the word triage because I'm into medical stuff too, but it's kind of like deciding which task that's happening on at any one time is the most important thing. And it's your judge, always. I think the court system is a very good place to build a career because there's so many kind of different ways that you can go with it. You can work in the courtroom, in the probation department. We have several specialty courts, and those people even work with community agencies that can help people find housing and jobs and all that kind of stuff.
So as a city prosecutor, I handle anything that involves a violation of a city ordinance, but that could be anything from being assaulted if someone hurt you, hit you, or if someone trespassed on your property, stole from you, personal or business. And then we also handle all kinds of traffic cases, so speeding, parking tickets, DUIs, driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol, and then anything involving animals, housing, you name it, we handle it. The justice system, if I were to try to explain it in just everyday terms, of course there's rules. Not everybody likes the rules, but the rules are in place and they're designed for the safety of the public. I love working with the police. The interaction with them is very helpful to understand what they do, and it helps my job as well. I love helping victims. So if you want to help people and try to get justice for them in any way, like if it's someone hit their car and you want to help them get the restitution back, or if someone has been harmed physically or otherwise, then I want to try to get justice for them. And then on the defendant side, my first goal is not to put somebody in jail. So I want to educate our defendants and hopefully not see them ever again in our courthouse.
Municipal courts, they have a broad range. They can handle cases such as parking tickets and traffic citations, but then they can also be ordinance violations such as housing or code violations, nuisance violations, and then they also could handle kind of the more misdemeanor quality of life offenses such as trespassing, stealing, because not only do I report to the city manager by charter, I also have to report to all 9 of our municipal court judges, as well as the city manager, and then really as well as to the council and to the circuit court and to the Supreme Court. So someone who can kind of be the liaison between all of those different bosses who may or may not have competing interests at the time. I would say that no day looks the same. A lot of times I am in meetings and help coordinate the information amongst all of the divisions of the court and then amongst the judges and make sure that everyone is working in a cohesive fashion. What's unique about working in the public sector is going to be dealing with a variety of individuals and dealing with the community and being able to be at the forefront of identifying problems and helping make a solution for those. Definitely someone who can multitask, someone who can really look at all the things that need to go on, someone who's not afraid to say no and to be assertive, but then be able to say no in a respectful way.
I love that I can come to work every day and I have a good general feeling of how things are going to go, but every day is different because you get different cases. No boredom here. No boredom being a court clerk.
I want to make sure that people are heard and seen, and if you have empathy, I think this is the perfect job for that.
A very interesting career path because it's always changing with the times. It's not just stagnant, like these are the fundamental laws and you follow this till the end. It's new stuff is always coming in.